want to see what I got in my Morphe monthly brush subscription? Keep on watching. Hi guys, and welcome back to Make Up My World. Today I have for you an unpackaging. It's my Morphe monthly brush subscription, and if you guys have been following me for a little bit, you know that I absolutely love my new subscription service that I started at the beginning of this year. I have gotten some great brushes, and every single month for a little under $20, I think it's like $19.99, I get a package full of brushes that are retail for at least $30. Usually much more than that, and I've gotten really lucky with these brushes. The ones that they've chosen, I've been able to work right in to the brushes that I use all the time. I have no complaints off of any of the brushes. I mean, some I use more than others just because of the type of looks I put together or what I may be using that day. You know, I may have another brush that's just a little bit more favorite, but for the most part, a lot of these brushes have just been my favorites going forward. And last month's subscription, I ended up getting a lot of kind of like face brushes, like powder brushes. And my favorite one from that set is the Morphe M438. This little pointed blending brush is amazing. This thing can get right up under here when I bake, and it's firm enough to where it just takes all of the powder that I've put under there off in one swoop. And it also is gentle enough or fluffy enough to where it's not feeling hard like I'm taking a finger and going like this. I can take the brush just like this, and that's all that I have to do. It's literally a one-step process when I bake now. Instead of having to dust things over and over and over, this brush makes it super easy. The other thing I like about this brush is that it is amazing for putting down highlight. I mean, I have been able to just really lightly tap it into my highlight and get it right there. It's literally, oh, so nice, and it fits on that top of the cheekbone so perfectly. So this is definitely my favorite brush from last month's collection. So enough about last month's collection. Let me go ahead and get into the brushes that they sent me for this month. This month they sent me 5 different brushes. They sent the M330, the M504, the M505, the M508, and the M510. And let's go ahead and look at each of these brushes a little bit closer. So the very first brush that they sent is the M330, and this is a fluffy blending brush. This thing is super soft. The bristles are made of sable, and it just really is so flexible and so nice. When you put some blending brushes up against the skin, they tend to be really hard and they're inflexible, and they feel like you're poking at the skin rather than letting something blend the product that's on it. And with this, it just, when you touch it to the skin, it automatically just splays out, so you're going to get a lot of surface area. I think with this rounded edge, it would make a perfect blending brush to get that transition color down. I mean, you want to get the sheerest wash of color when you're putting that down. You don't want to end up with really harsh lines with the transition, and I think this would actually blend it out really well. I'm really glad that I got eye brushes this month because I've been really struggling finding the blending brushes that I really love. I have like 1 or 2 that I absolutely die for and that I use every single day, but then they get dirty and I have to wash them, and I have to go and, you know, either use something else or wash them and wait for them to dry, and I really have no patience for that. So having another brush, another option for it is perfect for me. So this is the Morphe 330. The bristles are 3/4 of an inch long, and the entire length of the brush is 7 inches long. And again, this is made out of sable. Okay, so the second brush that they sent in this month's collection is the M504, and it is another blending brush, but it is a pointed blending brush. So if you're looking to get color into your crease or into a smaller area, you could definitely use this brush. The bristles again are made of sable, and even though it's a pointed and a little bit more stiff brush, the bristles are really placed in here very compact and densely, but when it gets out to the edge of the brush, it does have that wiggle room, it does have that movement. So when you put down something, it's going to go ahead and actually buff it in really nicely and not just feel like you're using a marker or a pen on your face where it just puts something down and kind of just moves it around instead of blending it out flawlessly. So I think that this is going to be a very good brush to blend out cut creases, to get in that inner highlight, to even, you know, blend out the lower lash line. I think that that would be a perfect brush because it's dense enough to put the color down and then flexible enough at the tip to blend it out. The bristles on this brush are 7/8 of an inch long, and the entire length of the brush is 7 inches in total. So again, the bristles are made of sable, so they're going to adhere to the product really well and lay it down and blend it out really softly. Okay, so the third brush that they sent this month is the M505. This is another eye brush. This is the tapered blender. It is again a very stiff set of bristles, and it has a nice curve to it. This is a little less pointed than the last brush. You know, the last brush is a lot more pointy. This one has more of a dome to it, and it's definitely something that could get in there and pack down color. You know, you get it onto the lid or actually put it into the crease, or if you wanted to, you could probably even use this around like the nose area if you're trying to highlight or contour. It's got a nice dense amount of bristles there, but it again has just a little bit of flexibility at the tip. This is a little less inflexible than the last brush, so you see it does bounce back. It's very soft and there's a lot of movement right at the tip. So if you're trying to be using this for precision work or to get that contour down the nose, or if you're trying to get a highlight right there at the cupid's bow, this would be the perfect brush. The bristles on this brush are 3/4 of an inch long, and the entire length of the brush is 6 7/8 inches long. So it's a good substantial brush. It is about the same size as the other two that they sent, just shy of being 7 inches. But having 3 blending options or shadow brushes in the same kit makes me so happy. Okay, so the next brush is the M508, and this is a smudge brush. Look at how tiny those bristles are. They're nice and compact, yet they are flexible at the tip. This is the perfect size. I have the hardest time finding a good smudge brush that actually fits underneath my eyes because I have really small eyes, and underneath the lash line to where my cheekbone starts, there's not a lot of real estate. So I really have to make sure that when I do apply color to the lower lash line, that I stay up here to where the end of my lashes extend out to at the very most. But it's really good for me to keep it right there at the lash line to make my lashes look more dense and to give a little bit of smokiness and definition to the under eye area. And I have the hardest time finding a good brush. For years, my go-to smudge brushes have always been the Target Up and Up smudge brush, and they've changed it over time, so even the most recent ones aren't as good as the older ones, and they are exactly like this. They're a small set of densely packed bristles, and I think that this is going to be one that I really love. I think too that you can also use this if you wanted to run a wash of color through your brows, but I think if you're going to be smoking out or blending out the lower lash line, you're going to want to use something like this. The bristles are made of sable, and they're 1/8 of an inch long, and the higher length of this brush is 6 3/8 inches long. Okay, so the final brush in this month's collection is the M510. This is a goat-haired pro round blender. Look at how big this thing is. I mean, seriously, this is the softest brush I've ever felt. It's got a great dome shape to it, plenty of movement in the bristles. They are nicely packed in there. The ferrule's nice and tight. The brush handle is really substantial. The length of the bristles is 1 1/8 inches long, and the entire length of the brush is 7 1/4 inches long. This is going to be, I have no doubt, my new highlight brush. I mean, I have been using a really small fan brush to get in there and do my highlight, and I do love that. I love the way that the fan brush lays down the color, but when I want to pack on the highlight, when I want to get in there and just give me a huge glow across that cheekbone, I'm going to use this bad boy. I have seen this around on YouTube. Other beauty gurus have been using it and they use it for that purpose. It's just a perfectly sized, perfectly constructed brush to do your highlighting. I mean, I'm sure that there's 101 ways that you can use this brush, but that is definitely going to be the way I choose to use this. And I have been really loving a good highlight. And you know what? Let's go ahead and add some more. I've got my Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector, and this is in the color Rose Gold. It's a beautiful highlight. I'm going to go ahead and pick some of that up, and I'm going to tap it off. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. Look how pretty that is. And this put down just the right amount of highlight. It's so super pretty. Now I'm ready to go out, and it's so late at night, I can't be doing that. So I don't know if you guys could tell, I think that the brushes from this month's collection are amazing. It's not too hard to impress me when you give me a good set of makeup brushes, and specifically eye brushes. Love doing my eyes. I absolutely love having options for brushes. When you really start getting into makeup and working with makeup, you realize that the tools that you use on your face are just as important as the type of products. I mean, I can take $1 eyeshadow and make my eye look amazing by choosing the right brushes to apply it with and doing it in the right way, applying the right type of pressure. And when you have a really good brush, it allows you to do those kind of things and be really creative and not have to put a lot of effort into choosing the right products. It makes your product work for you instead of you really working hard to get your product to work. So if you guys are interested in the MorpheMe subscription, I will leave the details down below. If you guys are really interested in any one of these brushes or any of the brushes that I've used in my past videos, you have any questions about them, you would like to see them in action, leave me a comment below. Let me know what you would like to see. I'm really excited to give these a try. I will come back with next month's package and let you guys know which one of these ends up being my favorite. I have a feeling I know which one it's going to be, but out of last month's brushes, I thought it was going to be the bigger, white, fluffy brush, and it ended up being this small little brush that's just perfect to get in here under my eye. I have fallen in love with it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys would like more information on MorpheMe, check down below. If you guys would like to see any of the other brushes that I've received, the playlist will also be down below. If you guys like this video, I would really appreciate if you give it a thumbs up. If you're new or just stopping by, please subscribe or check out other ones of my videos. If you have any questions or you guys have suggestions for videos, please leave me a comment. I would really appreciate if you guys can just be kind to one another, be kind to yourselves. There is only one you in this world. Nobody can be you. Even if you're a twin, you still are your own individual person, and you need to just take all of those things that you see as flaws and just don't care and embrace them and find ways to play them up. And don't ever be afraid to be your perfectly imperfect you. I'll see you guys later. Bye for now. Thank you for watching. Click on the video above to get another glimpse into my world. And don't forget to visit my website, makeupmyworld.com, for more details on me and the products reviewed here today. Also be sure to follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. My details are below. Take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.